necessary. When we recognize you, you call your name and you ask your question. Please, let's direct our questions to peace. Peace. Peace and peace is what all of us can visit. Somebody will have to help us.
I have one here.
Okay.
Another one maybe.
Yeah. We can take the guy there with the white shirt. Let's take you. Just call your name and ask.
Okay, I'm Moses and Louis, and I'm representing Liberia. My question goes to the CEC chairman, in person of Honorable Montserrado. How do you intend to address the situation that occurred in Bombay County between the CDC Kennedy and that of the Senatorial people? And today we haven't heard any statement from government regarding the situation of maintaining the peace of our country. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking particularly I'm looking for the hand of a woman. We've taken the man yet. We look except in the case where we don't have a woman. Okay, we have a woman there. So we take her, and when she asks a question, then the two persons will address the first two questions, then we move on. Can somebody help her with the mic?
I'm proud to be a volunteer at IPPR. My question is directed to Mobile Model. I want to know, Chairman Mobile Model.
Hello? Listen now, listen. Don't do that. That's why we are here. Don't do that to her, please.
I've heard you spoke relentlessly about the past of all your contributions of promoting peace. I want to know, in the present, what are some of your contributions to peace?
So we'll get him out to Mr. Molu to address the two concerns. Then we'll move on and take two more questions.
Thank you. The first question which comes from my brother that seeks to understand what we've done as an institution in the quote-unquote situation of arrival in Bombay between Thomas Speaker Tyler, who's the candidate, and others in Bombay County. We did not only issue a statement, but we also called. We have exact rule of law. We've always told our people, every time there's an issue where you and someone, use the recourse of the law. So where there is failure to abide to the rule of law, CDC acts. If you go online, you'll find that the party issue a statement condemning violence, not only in Bombay, but everywhere it may occur in our country. So we've not been silent about violent issues wherever they occur in Liberia. Number two, our current contribution to peace. As rightfully stated by some of the panel discussants, the existence of free speech goes a long way in promoting or providing the basis for the continuity of a non-violent society. No government has tolerated so much vitriol, so much insult, so much criticism, like the government of His Excellency George Mano Weah. We are the most democratically tolerant government in the Republic of Liberia's history as a democratic state. Now, when you do that, then you promote peace. Because when people can wake up in the morning and express themselves freely, without being haunted by state security apparatuses, you promote peace. So irrespective of what is said, irrespective of the extreme of the criticism exercise, there's a government that tolerates it. So that is the biggest democratic contribution a political party in power can make to peace and harmony amongst our people. And we are proud to be a part of that process.
So we'll take two more. One from Seoul, one from Seoul. So let's take this guy with the glasses right here. Yeah, the guy with the glasses right here. Yeah, we're gonna take it. And then we'll go back there and take the lady with the white shirt back there. Yeah.
My question is this. I've been ruling party chairman. What are you doing, or what is to stable the peace with regard to the
Hello, listen to me. 1 minute. Hello? When you do that to your friend, then this is not fair. If he is asking a question that somebody has asked, maybe we can ask him to phrase, to rephrase the question, but we can't.
Is the injustice that is being practiced in Liberia with regard to injustice. I want to show some example. Like for instance, we have an issue with Honorable Koluba. He was brought to the police station for what he wrote. Then with the issue, it happened to Honorable Great, the speaker representative, and we are here to see no justice. Another one is Steve Moses. What happened to Steve Moses? We are not seeing fair judgment. So my question is to the Honorable. I want to answer that.
All right, let's listen to her. So your question is, what is the CDC government doing to ensure the rule of law, is being upheld, right? All right. So I'm just trying to redesign it. Yeah, let's listen to her.
My question is, and my question goes to
your name, please.
You said how much again? The organization Potential Leader for Sustainable Future. My question goes to the CDC chairman, Montserrado.
Go ahead.
My question is, how can we maintain the peace as a citizen when things are going wrong in the country and citizens start to protest and they are put lives, they get hurt in the process in the street? How can we maintain the peace in our process?
All right. So, Chairman Molu again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The first question, take this train about a quote-unquote injustice against two lawmakers. And the brother who posed the question suggests that Mr. Yeke or his actions has been met with injustices contrary to the existence of the rule of law and the people of Liberia. They also made reference to Obakara's grave. So the fact that he made reference to two individuals, one of whom is a respectable member of the ruling party in the parliament, the other is in the opposition, suggests an unbiased approach by government to ensure that all the approaches are treated fairly. Because if you are saying that Mr. Gray or Honorable Gray has not been given justice in regards to situations meted against him, and then also Reverend Yeke on the same pedestal will suggest to us that we are unbiased in the way we treat all Liberians. That's 1, 2. No Liberian citizens probably has been negatively vocal, insulted against the current government and its leadership, like Yeke Koluba. But you have never been arrested for insulting the president or insulting government officials. Now, the former government of Madam Shirley has 12 years term, but never had the courage to sign the Table Mountain Declaration that President Weah has signed, which provides the basis for free speech for all Liberians. Now, we would not have signed that Table Mountain Declaration if we were not determined to give you free speech. But free speech can also be abused. Let me start Koluba. it is not politics to insult a sitting president. It is not politics to desecrate the seat of government. It is not politics to be violent. All of these things have been carried out by Mr. Koluba, in most cases with impunity. Now the fact that he was taken to the police station and processed and sent to court establishes a transparent academic process of following the rule of law by this government. We are promoting a democratic society where people believe in the rule of law and believe in the muscles of men. Now, Mr. Yeke, irrespective of the abuses against the government, has never been arrested for that, but was processed through the police process, the police procedure process, to the courtroom. That is the society we should be fighting to end, because that's how a democratic society functioning on an existing rule of law. That's one. Now, two, all the next question that another brother asked. See, Moses. Now, you cannot be advocating. Now, in the first place, I'm against the ill treatment of any Liberian. I protect and promote the right for every Liberian citizen to live peacefully, to be protected, to enjoy security and legal protection from all sides of the government process. So, at the same time, if there are allegations against an individual Liberian citizen, and certain things went wrong, the place that has to be put in the court. Now, there has been no instance that I remember where police with impunity move on protesters and brutalize people intentionally to cause harm. Now, if that ever happened, we will be the first to condemn it, because that's not how the society and democratic functions. We will respect the right of all Liberians to protest irrespective of the cause, irrespective of the motivation, once it's peaceful in accordance with the rule of law.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we'll leave you and take two questions online. People online to asking questions. I know the CDC chairman meant to say the Abdullahi Kamara Act of Press Freedom. It was signed by President George Weah. The Table Mountain Declaration was signed by President Johnson Sirleaf. I know it was just a slack stuff. Yeah, so we're taking two questions from online. The first question is to the panelists, all of you here. What has each of you done to empower young people and students as a way of promoting peace? And we'll begin right here with Madam Magdala Coco.
Thank you, Clarence.
The person's name is James Washington.
So James, what have I done to support young people or to empower young people to sustain peace? There are a couple of things I've done. Since 2005, when I moved back home, I built a foundation called the Magdala Cooper Foundation, which has spent millions of dollars educating young people. Because as I talked about, it's important for every young person born to this nation to have an adequate education, free of charge. But unfortunately, we, the philanthropists, we have to step in where government fails, or where government has a shortcut. And so I've taken my own personal resources along with raising some funds, and I've spent millions of dollars educating young people. And I think I might have a few of those young people in the room here somewhere. Yeah, that deserves a round of applause, please. Thank you. and number two, because of the lack of access to young people to participate in our body politics on any political party ticket, I have once again established a political house, a political party called the Movement for One Liberia, to give young people as well as women, people living with disability and different orientation, a platform. If you should come and want to run and they tell you, go sit down, wait your time, you can come and run our party's ticket. And so those are some of the things I do. I create and I build institutions to give young people a platform to stand tall, whether it's obtaining an education or it's participating in our democracy. That is what Magdala Cooper has done.
Thank you. It would seem that everybody has somehow assisted somebody to go to school, which is a good thing. For me, the peace and stability of our country has a national security risk hovering over our country with our population we call Zogo. If we do not do something about this population, very soon, in the next few years, they will overwhelm the capacity and the population size of those that go to school. And so we are doing something about it. So as to call us, the national government's attention to this population, to rehabilitate them. They too are citizens. They are disadvantaged. They are wayward. And so we are at the verge of completing a rehabilitation center to take these young people out there so that we can rehabilitate them, detox the drugs out of them, and give them skills so that they can become productive citizens. Because if you build 10 skyscrapers and you don't mold the minds of the young people or the citizens of the country, they will bring those skyscrapers down. But if you mold their minds and you make them productive with skills, they can build those skyscrapers and maintain them. And that is part of the role we are playing to help them maintain this.
Thank you so much. So let me rephrase the question by saying, what has Anthony Dixon done in empowering young people? Because I have come as his proxy. So I will want to share the three: creating, managing, and inspiring. So when it comes to creating, we go way back to 2001 when Anthony Lawfield Dixon, being 14 years at the time, had an opportunity to travel on the UNICEF Child Rights Tour in the US, returned in 2002, leading the establishment of the Liberian Children Parliament, that is today called the Liberian Children Representative Forum. We are not very far from the name of Ibrahim Keita, one young Liberian who benefited our platform in speaking for a Liberian child that was victimized, and today he has won International Child Rights Peace Award. So that is far back as 2001. Then we come to managing. I'm also aware that Antonia Lawfield Dixon served as Vice President for the Federation of Liberian Youth, an institution that is responsible to manage, based on my own diction, the affairs of youth and students-related activities in Liberia as enacted by the Act of Legislation. And during that period, he served diligently, and he was during that administration that the budget of the Federation of Liberian Youth was elevated from around 30,000 to 100,000 United States dollars. I am not sure that it is still at that point. That is managing. Then I come to inspiring. Someone in the pew said, best wisdom, I will get there. So whenever we talk about leaders, we center around inspiration. Because one leader of the United States, John Quincy Adams, in his words, says whenever you inspire people to do more, strive for more, or in other sense, whenever you inspire people to create more, it means you are a leader. Through the Academic Challenge Program, of which he has served as Liberia's most brilliant student and National Academic Challenge Champion way back as 2001, he still remains in an inspiring position for many persons, establishing the Liberia Institute for Knowledge and Excellence as the chapter for the International Quezon Association in Liberia, which creates an environment wherein Liberian academic challengers can also connect with their counterparts in the West, which also gives us the platform. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm glad my brother said he's getting there of the Barry Zogos. So by the time he gets there, you and me are already there because we've been there a long time ago. So for me, I'm an institutional person. If you are talking about the mighty Coalition for Democratic Change, we are probably the only government that has empowered so many young people, be it students, be it young professionals. I don't have to struggle to give a list. Looking at governance sphere, you will see an avalanche of young people all over the place that have been given opportunities to enhance and maximize their potentials, to empower themselves, to master scholarship opportunities, international scholarship schemes, etc. But since this is a debate that is about the candidates, then I would like to just make a few references about the successful programs that has been institutionalized by our candidate, Bufala. Before my brother comes to where we are, you will meet the existence of a high school that has been educating thousands of students from 2006 up until today. You will come and meet a university that is about to be opened, that is one of the biggest edifices to be constructed since this country's existence. Young people getting scholarship, etc., etc. These are things that we are doing to empower young people. Now, we understand the political mix. While we are Democrats, it doesn't matter what you say against us, we are tolerant to let you speak it. So in the same thing, when we want to narrate what we've done, we expect to be given a chance to do that. And so this process will be short of time, so we continue to narrate all the good things that have been undertaken by our father, which they might be established the basis for his victorious election on December 8th. Thank you.
So here is it. We'll take it one question online, and then we'll go finally to take 2 from so and 2 from so. So this online question says, in order to maintain the peace, and it goes to Chairman Bolova Molo because it's about government of Liberia. In order to maintain the peace, what is the government of Liberia doing to disinstill fear from the citizens after the mysterious deaths of 4 auditors? And if you say the government is protecting the people, why is the president asking people to buy CCTV cameras? Hello? Hello? Let's keep it quiet now. That's a question from online. Somebody wrote from online.
Thank you. Now, firstly, the situation that is being narrated by the brother online is not unique to this government. It doesn't matter, that's a step of the fight. I have advocated for an investigative process to be launched when Harry Free allegedly got murdered under Madam Sherman. I can give several other victims.
1 minute, Mr. Chairman. The question is, you are now in power. Hello? 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 I know you, some of you will not agree with me, but let truth be told. The question is, what can the government do to disinstill the fear in the minds of Liberians after the mysterious deaths of 4 oligarchs? They are talking about your government. What can your government do? Am I correct? Please. I know we will be divided on it, but please. Hello? Let me get Chairman A. Hello? Please give Chairman Molo the chance. No, this is good. I mean, that's why we're here. So let the Chairman go ahead. Go ahead, Chairman.
Now, Mr. Moderator, before we can, Now, thank you. Now, while we are trying to tell you the efforts that have been made to sort of deal with the fear factor that you just narrated, we have to also make it very clear. Because there is an effort to create the impression that what is happening has only started happening yesterday under the government. That's not true. Because I was a part of a civil rights movement that campaigned for justice for India Toba, who committed suicide allegedly under Madam Shirley. I also advocated when Mr. Green was allegedly murdered. Now, so what is happening is not unique to this government. These things have always happened. So efforts that it's only happening now because government is fraudulent is not true. That's the first point I want to make. Number two, now we need to go up to number two.
Hello, you can't do this to the chairman, please. Let's respect each other now. We are talking about keeping the country peaceful. We can't be peaceful when somebody is speaking, then we do any kind of things. You know, in these kinds of forum, it's not place to be telling people keep quiet. No, we can't do that. Everybody here is supposed to know that we're supposed to be quiet, right? Please, yeah. Chairman, go ahead.
Number two, as a functioning democratic society, we can only utilize the court system to reprimand injustices, to deal with issues that are considered illegal or the contrary of public interest. What is happening is being investigated. And we would not expect the public, those that may have information relative, because it remains an allegation that people are getting killed. The first police report that came out indicates how these victims died. I mean, the two persons that allegedly died in a vehicle on Broad Street. The police has detailed how that happened. There was a forensic audit conducted that established what happened. We can only rely on an investigative process to determine these kinds of, to derive answers to these kinds of problems that happen in our country. Now, beyond that, what is creating much more insecurity is not only that somebody has died, but that politicians are creating the false impression that the country is not safe, which is not true. The serious people may have died under Madam Shirley. Today, someone died under President Shirley. It was not issued yesterday, it was not issued today because it's George Weah. I think that is unfair to this government. We must call spade a spade.
Thank you,
so
Mr.
we are investigating, and we given a chance to investigate the government and pass around.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we'll take you right here. This brother, your hand all right? Yeah, we'll take you right here, and then we'll go back there and take a little probably. Listen, it's not possible that everybody here will ask questions. We're taking the last 4 questions. 2 here, 2 here. So this is 1 from here. Yeah, just call your name and ask.
My question goes to Senator Dillon.
The question goes to Senator Dillon. Amplify, go ahead.
Senator Dillon, some time ago, you made a statement in this country that was tangible to causing serious chaos. And today you are preaching and telling us about the importance of peace. Prior to those statements being made, didn't you know the impact it would have caused our country? That's 1. 2, you can tell us today that with those statements that was made and have resonated into the ears and minds of your supporters, after this process, will you go back, or before the process, are you going to tell your supporters that the outcome of these elections should be accepted, or you're going to leave it as it is so that people can go the wrong place just in case you don't win the elections?
You want to say particularly the statement so that you remind him?
Yes, I'm reminding you of the statement that was made, and I'm asking him now if he's going to
What was the statement? What was the statement?
The statement that was made was, if he doesn't win these elections, there will be chaos. He will not take the result.
Hello. Listen. Hello. Let's respect. Listen now. Listen. Even if you differ with him, you cannot do that. Listen. You said what was the statement?
He said if the election of that goes away, there will be chaos, there will be problems, there will not be accepted. He said if the election of that goes away.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's get a girl there. The girl in a red t-shirt. The girl in a red t-shirt. The girl in a red t-shirt. The girl in pink t-shirt as well. Go ahead, man.
So the question I get, I see this thing.
All right, that way they bring him out for you.
Some of the questions that the people here when you send it, did I remember what it is?
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Les Olive Robinson of humanitarian by passion and an emerging economist by study. My question goes to AGB and CDC. How can we all maintain peace when the two top as parents are being celebrated as giving birth by their followers, inserting their certainty that they are more competent in doesn't see failure at their doorstep? It is possible that these two persons who have already elected themselves and put their interest first accept electoral unfavorable result as we all listen to their followers in readiness to retaliate to any next pronouncement that may not consider electoral flaws?
Thank you. Her question is very simple. Thomas Fala and Darren Dillon, the people who are supporting your CU people, the people who don't do any bad, they celebrate you. They say all kinds of good things about you. Are you leaving the space to accept the results of the election in the context of peace? Senator Dillon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello. So he will answer, Chairman Molu will answer, then we take the last two. One will be from so, one from so. In as much as you want other people to listen to you when you're speaking, when people speaking, please listen to them.
Thank you. I have said repeatedly that hearing and listening, two different things. Some people can hear but they don't listen. I said, and let me repeat this, I'm a lover of democracy. I believe in democracy so much, where the free will of the people must prevail. When you have a sitting government that is doing everything, including breaking down all of the laws to reclaim a seat, and when you have a judiciary that has no courage to help to maintain the peace by taking up these issues of justice to render justice in keeping with the dictates of the law, when I, as a candidate, it's been stoned, tear gas everywhere, and the security of the state, the police, stand by and see me violated and my team violated, then we have to speak. And we spoke and this is exactly what I said. When you go to the election and the people say, Mr. Taylor, the 1 year you were in office, we think you have impressed us, and so we vote you to retain you. And anybody who wants to circumvent the will of the people will meet the will of the people. When I'm stoned and the police does nothing, in my human form and human anger, I made a statement that I will stone the president's convoy. Hello? And you know something? And you know something? You know something? From the day I uttered those statements, the school throwing in the country stopped. The school throwing in the country stopped. I know the government are dealing with, I know CDC. I read their book. I'm always 2 chapters ahead of them. And so, I, as a rational human being and the leader of this ship, I came back and did a retraction of my statement. I want it to be clearly said. I want it to be clearly stated and known. I did not apologize. I retracted. I know the difference between retraction and apology.
And there was no need for retraction. Because when a rational being
Hello. Let's keep quiet now. These are our leaders. Hello, let's listen to him.
Then there was no need for a retraction because I would expect, to be honest with you, when I heard that statement, I thought it was propaganda. I didn't think he said it. And that he will repeat what he said, even though he has been amended to a larger degree, on this platform leaves me baffled and shamed. Because no man is infallible. We all can make mistakes. If we made a mistake as a rational being, it is only normal to be apologetic and retract. But to be boisterous that you retracted but remain unapologetic means you've not retracted. Because it is remorse that leads one to do a retraction in the public space. So for us as a party, we condemn that statement. We condemn that statement, we think it is unwarranted. And it undermines the very essence of this gathering today. So all the speeches made have just been undermined by your consistent stance on the statement of undermining the rule of law. And on this platform, I also want to condemn that statement and think you should apologize for it on this platform before we can do this. Two, we believe that we will win the elections by wide margin. But while we commit the peace, if the CDC is defeated, we will accept the result. We will not destroy the country before we lost the election. It happened in the state 19, it happened when we won the election. If we win us again, even though it is unlikely, we will accept the result in the interest of peace and stability.
Hello? Yeah, we're getting somewhere. You know, during the war, anyone came up the way and the winning. You know, during the war, they had a famous song, right? Liberia want peace, oh, no more war. We want peace, oh, no more war. We want peace, no more war. We want peace, oh, no more. Liberia want peace, oh, no more. We will move this country forward. We will move this country forward. Can I see the hand? We will take one woman from Seoul and one man from Seoul. What? Okay, this guy. This guy right here. Let's take him. Let's take this guy. The final question from this side. Final question. This guy. No, this guy. This is the guy. This guy. Final question from this side. Go ahead.
Yeah,
final question.
Yeah, my name is Amos M. Barkley, and I represent Campus.
Hello. Please listen to Amos. Amos, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I represent Campus. My name is Amos M. Barkley. I have questions for the CPB Senator, which is Honorable Taos Delon. My question is this. We saw violence in the CPB primary in my county. We saw violence for the ANC viewing in the Hollywood, Benjamin Myers. We saw violence for CPP in District 15. We are forced to say that we are picking the government in that of collaborating political parties. My question is this. What is the role, or what has been a role in making sure that these kinds of instances cannot occur again? And what is the CPP doing to make sure that something of such must never happen, and what action was taken against 8 partisans?
Thank you. Let's get a woman from this side. Okay, let's get up the girl there. The last question. The girl right here. This girl. Final question from this side. No, that's the final question, please. This girl. Please give her the mic. Go ahead.
My name is Maurice M.S. Samara. My question goes to Senator Taos Delon. According to you, when you are running for senator, you said that we should select you. You will never go for a break in America for agriculture. And when we select you, your first break, it was in America. And now, you come back, you say we should select you for the second time. How can we trust you?
Okay, give her a chance, man. Yeah, go ahead.
And you come back, you say we should select you. How can we select you with our campaign when the first one you disappoint us?
Thank you. Hello. We are not taking any more questions from the floor. Thank you, Senator Delon. Hello, please keep quiet.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm enjoying the forum. It's better to John and the war. But let me answer the lady. Maybe this is one of the myths they've been running with. In 2019, when I contested to be senator, I laid my platform, and before I became senator, I knew that 8 years ago the law was amended that nothing is called agricultural break anymore. They get what we call constituency break, annual break. That's the occasion for lawmakers. There is nothing they call agricultural break. So you stop to think about agricultural break. Thank you. Constituency break means you going out to be with your people so you can intermingle with them, and then you know their aspirations and their interests that you take it back to the legislature the following legislative year. Because the wisdom of the legislature at the time, was lawmakers lastly do not have funds. So what they call agricultural break. Why you go on agricultural break when you don't have funds? So the law was amended. The law was amended about gone. So there's nothing about agricultural break. So the fact that there was nothing about agricultural break, I could not have been campaigning that during our break I will go on my farm.
Violent in CPP primary.
Oh yes, we CPP issue statement of condemnation. We have always condemned this act. We have always condemned this act, and we think in any civilized society, people should not be violent, and we should stop tempting people to be violent. And one of the ways to do it is for us to have respect for the rule of law.
All right, Senator DeLong, thank you. Thank you very much. At this stage, no, Senator, you're okay. At this stage, I will retire. You know that can happen. Everybody will not be Senator. At this stage, I will retire and turn the microphone over to Gwendolyn.
Thank you so much, Clarence, and thank you to the speakers for the peace talk. And yes, this is exactly what when we talk about youth active involvement. Congratulations to you. Please clap for yourself. Clap. Yes. Senator DeLong, Mandala, and as well Moba Molu and the rest of our panelists, we really want to say thank you so very much. This is indeed Resolution 2250 and as well 2419 and 2535 in real action. So 2250 said young people should be actively involved in peace security issues, and 2419 said young people should be part of peace processes in terms of mediation and as well dialogue and facilitation. And 2535 recently adopted by Security Council, also saying that it is now time to act. So indeed, we're proving it through this youth peace talk that's actually been taking place. From yesterday, we had the first one with the Youth Wing Executive. They also were very successful, and we thank all of them for their contributions. And as well today, what we just witnessed, this is a powerful message. And I also need to indicate this, that we are not just talking. It's not talk shop here today. All right? Everything that just happened here, then fully documented, and just also for you to know, we're sharing information from here, and your commitment is actually going to mediate us beyond borders international. So that then an official endorsement message for this program we're having. So it's a worldwide mediation group based in the US, and they have mediators all over the world. So they're waiting for the outcome of this particular process. We're also talking, the next endorsement came from what we call the Civil Society Platform for Peace Building and State Building. It's actually based in The Hague, and they're waiting for the outcome of this particular process. And then also our own umbrella group, the Global Coalition for Youth Peace and Security, are actually sitting at the level of the UN in New York, and with different member states and international organizations, they're waiting for your commitment as well. So it's good that we highlight the international recognition and support coming towards why you are seated on this platform today. Thank you so very much. At this time, just to conclude this particular segment of the peace talk, we will read, it's very quickly, please bear with us. It's a draft communique just in two, please. This is what we're here for. We really want to beg you. So just to read what our working group, as you are talking, and really make it so fast to give us this communique. Please listen to it, and for the purpose of mediation, if at all anything in this, you're not comfortable with it, before we sign this, just like yesterday we did with the Youth Wing Executive, the listen, and if anything is okay, we're okay, no input, no need to waste time, and we sign. But if you're not okay, please feel free, and let us know, and we'll take it back to you, back and forth, until we can have this signed properly the way we want it to be. We will do that. So also we need to respect it, and not forcing you to sign this today. Okay? But let's just see. Can you go ahead? Quickly.
Communique from Youth Peace Talks 2020 with Senatorial aspirants and national chairpersons of political parties and political institutions. Communique signed by Senatorial aspirants and national chairpersons of political parties at Youth Peace Talks 2020 on the theme Shaping Peace Together by Uniting Dialogue for Peaceful Elections in Liberia on December 2nd, 2020, held at the Monrovia City Hall. Montserrado County, Republic of Liberia. Preamble. We, senatorial aspirants and national chairpersons of political parties, meeting at the 2020 Youth Peace Talks under the auspices of Messengers of Peace Liberia, on the team Shaping Peace Together by igniting dialogue for peaceful elections in Liberia, cognizant that the peaceful conduct of the special senatorial elections to a large extent depends on how we orderly conduct ourselves and our supporters, majority of whom are young people, whereas young people have been the catalyst used by people they revered as role models to ferment violence from the onset of the Civil War to present, and realizing the compelling need to break from the past, whereas young people of Liberia need to be well equipped in order to be able to protect and avert conflict, whereas there is need for every stakeholder, aspirants, supporters, electorate, election managers, and the three branches of government, among others, must eschew electoral violence during and after the special senatorial elections, whereas young people need to be empowered to promote a platform for shared understanding of common issues, whereas young people need to be strengthened to develop a feasible strategy for youth engagement in the electoral process, whereas it is incumbent on all aspirants and political groupings to make individual efforts to sensitize supporters and the general public on board of violence-free election, whereas it is incumbent on all aspirants and political groupings to make individual efforts to sensitize supporters and the general public on a wide range of dividends of a peaceful country for future leaders first, and the entire country in general. We, senatorial aspirants and national chairpersons of political parties, meeting at the 2020 Youth Peace Talks, do hereby commit ourselves to the following. Disregard for the rule of law undermines peace. Good policies enhance peace. Peace is essential to the growth and development of a country. Peace cannot be attained in the absence of respect for the rule of law. Education and empowerment ensures sustainable peace. Corruption is not only financial impropriety, but a deviance from acceptable societal norms. There should be zero tolerance to violence. Rule of law should at all times be used to seek redress. Free expression is cardinal to promoting peace. Political exclusion undermines peace. Parties to work for peace and remain peaceful. Supporters must at no time resort to violence for anything. Parties take non-violence seriously. Inflammatory comments ferment violence. Sustaining peace requires reaching out to all segments of society. Leaders must know the true meaning of democracy and what is required to sustain the peace. Our commitments are issued on the 2nd day of December 2020 at the Montserrado City Hall under the signatures of the following aspirants and representatives of the following political organizations or independent candidates. Signed, Coalition for Democratic Change, representative here present. Collaborative political parties, representative here present. Movement for One Liberia, representative here present. The Soul Field Movement, representative here present. And witness for the National Peace Ambassador, Reverend William R. Talbot III. Thank you.
So thank you, Bill. So you just listened to this communique that was prepared from the conversations and everything we had here. I'm going to ask, is it okay? You listen to it. Is it okay with you in terms of the sustaining peace agenda? So I will just mark and maybe show you a sign, but just to say it's okay. Okay, I know, but I mean,
I think it's a better piece of document that we support, and we'll definitely sign it.
So it is a document that reflects generally what we have just said here, so that means that we are in support.
Thank you. We commit to the peace and stability of our country. We appreciate this discussion. We all hope that we can uphold the rule of law in our country so that we can sustain the peace. Having said that, I'm going to append my signature to that document.
Okay, Gerald, finally, from the very beginning of the individual present, I'm the political leader, not a chairperson, so I would like to be, I'm not a chairperson, I'm the political leader of my institution. If there's any way we can do that, I'm okay with the rest of the document. I'm willing to sign on behalf of the Liberia, Liberia.
All right, so we're just making that correction quickly, the input that came from Adama.
Just as we have it for the signatures. So the first person here who will call you, and this is something really symbolic, you'll come up, sign, and then we go to CDC.
Senator. So we ask our two flag bearers, for one holding Montserrado and one holding Liberia, to please do the procession from the back and come with the flag, raising the flag for Montserrado and as well raising the flag of Liberia. And please wait. Okay, so while we do this particular process we're about to witness is what we call the ringing of the peace bell. We do this also at the level of the United Nations in New York whenever we celebrate Peace Day. So I'm going to just read a very short text about what this important act is actually going to mean to you. So please, the flag bearer, please come. And as I ring this bell, once you hear me say, as I ring the bell, we're all going to be shouting with the slogan, "May peace prevail in Liberia." And you can wave your handkerchief and all of that as the flag will be coming in, okay? So yes, with so much to unite us on this day of our Peace Talk 2020, Emmanuel get under the thing, shaping peace together by the 19th dialogue for peaceful elections in Liberia, under the slogan, "For Peace," I call on you young people, particularly in Montserrado County, to please observe a moment of silence. Okay, so you just asked who died. People who worked so hard for peace, process all over. And because we want the commitment that young people will not be part of election violence, please bring Montserrado first before the overall for Liberia. Montserrado first before Liberia. Coming in the overall flag. The reason is that Liberia will sing the national anthem after Montserrado procession. Thank you. Young people have tremendous potential that will unleash for peace, and all of us have a responsibility to ensure we live up to it. Together, let us ring the bell. That it will be the powerful signal for peace, that the bell sound will be felt and heard far and loud in Liberia, particularly in Montserrado and around the world. That young people, together with our leaders and aspirants, we are committing to peace. Now, let us ring the bell. Okay, the last, you have the candles in your hand.